Happy Sunday, lovelies. Welcome back to Italy. Today is a day full of lovely, excited energy. After a nice kind of chill morning today and a little bit of baking experimentation, which I will get into further in a second, I'm super excited because today I am taking you along with me to see my parents for the first time in like 3 months. I know in, post-COVID terms, that's not actually that long a time to not have seen your family for, but it's a nice feeling nonetheless. My family are coming to stay in Venice for a few days and coming to see myself and Francesco, and today we're going to go and surprise them at the airport. They are expecting to meet me kind of closer to where they'll be staying, but I want to meet them right as they come off the plane, if I can. So hopefully I'll be able to show you their reaction. We'll get to see a little bit of Venice on this beautiful sunny day. It's not that warm yet, but it is sunny. And anything delicious that we eat along the way. Having been born in one of the greyest places on the planet, I truly don't think I'll ever get tired of this sight. So in terms of what we've been baking today, I have been experimenting this whole week, really, with coffee, hazelnut, and chocolate cookies. Just your standard kind of American style, big, chunky, soft and chewy cookies with that just tiny bit of crispness around the edges. I made one batch as a kind of stress bake. Today I'm experimenting with a slightly tweaked version of the same recipe. The last ones were dark, very chocolatey, and probably too coffee heavy, like instant and potentially unwanted caffeine boost heavy. But today's batch are a bit more of a kind of vanilla style cookie with a bit more emphasis on the hazelnut and a bit less on the coffee. I still don't think they're perfect, but I can show you the kind of process that us food bloggers go through when painstakingly trying to perfect something. So this is the vibe we are currently going for. There are some telltale signs this is still in testing. As you can see, the edges are a little bit more brown than I was planning, and the middle is a little bit more pale than I was planning. Otherwise, not too bad. Something I am going to need to try and locate in Italy is bicarbonate of soda. I am really struggling here. The hardest, the truly the most difficult of struggles. But strangely, for me, not strangely in general, raising agents here are always known as just lievitato. And it's always just this mystery blend of things that are good for raising either cakes or breads. Because cookies, like these kind of American style ones, aren't really a thing here, it's harder to find separate bicarbonate of soda that you would need for good sort of gently leavened biscuits. Because here, biscuits tend to be more like shortbread or more like kind of just regular butter biscuits. So bicarbonate of soda is something I need to find because it really will make the shape of these cookies better. At the moment, I don't know if you can kind of see what I see, but there's like this kind of cakiness to it. It's like a tortoise shell, and this happens thanks to me using this levitato, which contains baking powder, which is typically used for giving cakes these nice even rise up, as you can see. Whereas if I used bicarbonate of soda, as I should have, they would rise kind of out the way a bit more evenly and less dome-like. It doesn't affect the texture too much, but I think they just look a bit weird. It just looks like a bread roll, so yeah. There's still some testing to be done, but let me break this open and have a taste. Thankfully, I only made a half batch, so if they are terrible, it's not too much of a problem, but we seem to have a relatively decent texture in the middle. These are fully cooked now, so there's no kind of pornographic melting gooiness. Let me show you the inside. So you can see we have those big chunks of that slightly dark chocolate, a big old whole hazelnut, and some kind of soft cookie texture in the middle. But it does look cakey. I don't mind it, but it doesn't look right. As for the flavour, amusingly, the last batch contained too much coffee. It was like drinking an espresso with a cookie already in your mouth. This tastes like there was no coffee ever introduced to the dough. Great. The balance is better. The balance of chocolate and hazelnut is more detectable because the hazelnut got totally hidden under the coffee in the previous batch. This one is not there. The texture's a bit too fluffy and cakey in the middle and a bit too crisp on the outside. So we need to adjust the baking temperature, but not the time. And we need to find some bicarbonate soda. Or try it without any raising agent at all to see if that works. Honestly, for me though, this is half the joy of being a food blogger, recipe writer person. Because not only do you get to bake cookies and other things even more often, you learn every single time. Even if you waste money and effort doing so, there's at least a small but not perfect reward for it. You know, could be worse. Anyway, I'm not winning a watch. I am already running slightly behind schedule, so let's get ready. Arrival, essentials all packed. We have some water for them, just in case. Flying is dehydrating, folks. Some chocolate biscuits, just for them to keep in their hotel room. These are called comini, and just with little kind of chocolate chips in them. Not like incredible, but very affordable, and there's a lot in a bag, and they're very tasty. Getting some pocket coffee for my dad. If you haven't watched my previous video tasting and reviewing these things, please do. It was amusing. These ones are decaf just because he may be tasting them late in the day and maybe he doesn't want the caffeine hit. But if you're unfamiliar with these, it's essentially liquid, and I mean liquid, like coffee, liquid coffee inside this crispy chocolate shell. He loves coffee, maybe he'll like them or maybe he'll react the same way I do. We'll find out. And for my mum, I'm bringing some lovely Italian classics, the Perugina baci, which means kisses. These are little kind of chocolate and hazelnut truffle things wrapped in chocolate and then wrapped in foil, and they usually come with a little message. Basically, imagine all of the flavour of a Ferrero Rocher, but better, in my opinion, and creamier. I love these. She loves hazelnuts like I do, so here's hoping she'll enjoy these. And a spare jumper for me because Venice gets very cold. But enough, let's go. Let's go hunt down some Scottish people.